If we could live in this moment and just hold it.
Hi there, Gemini. This is going to be for December 2024. This is going to be your monthly forecast, your prophecy, what is coming up for you in the month of December. I hope that you all are here with open ears, open heart, and an open mind so that you can receive these messages. They're coming from the divine. That's where they're being channeled from. Please receive these messages in the right way. These are truly divine messages that are coming to you from heaven, you guys. Okay, I want you to remember that. All right, this is spiritual, so if you are not spiritual, you can exit now. All right, so welcome into the Geminis who are ready to hear what is coming up in December. So right off the bat, what I'm getting here is something about breakups to makeups. There's something coming through about some of you who are like dealing with a person off and on often. It's happening again. It's like breaking up, splitting, separating, and then right after that, it could be another makeup. You know, it's just a situation where it seems like a repetitive process, like something that just keeps happening between you and someone. So that's what I'm getting here for December. But I do think that good vibes are going to come out of this, at least by the end of the month. Right now, it could feel like you and this person are broken up again, or you guys are at a distance again, or they have detached from you for some reason. Maybe they could be suspecting things about you. Maybe they could be feeling like you're dealing with someone else, or they could feel like your mind is just focused on other things. Or maybe they just feel some type of way about something. But before the month ends, I do feel like you're going to see something positive out of this situation between you and this person. And, you know, a whole lot of people could be speculating about this. They could be speculating right now, looking at you, looking at them, going back and forth, looking at you both, trying to see what side of the coin you're on. And the same for this person. People could be trying to put two and two together. A lot of people could be just watching you and watching this person. A lot of people could be trying to figure out what is going on in the situation. Even if they don't know that you guys have broken up or made up or whatever, even if they don't know this, they're still trying to find out what's going on. I feel like a lot of people don't know that, but they're just watching. It could be making you the topic. As much as you try to go unnoticed in this connection, people still feel like you're the target for them, or you're the topic of the conversation, or you're the subject. People still know that it is you, that like you're somebody to pay attention to in the month of December. You're someone to look at in the month of December. People are doing this because they're trying to find out what is your connection to this person, this other person, this male or this female who you're dealing with. And they're trying to find out. A lot of people are just looking at this and trying to see what's up with that situation. So overall, I think December is about you being better at doing things for yourself now. I'm going to switch it up a little bit here and talk about something different. It seems like, yeah, right now, you're going to be better at doing things for yourself now and not them. It's just not living up to the expectations of other people. You're learning how to deal with that a lot better. It's like, just because you are someone who may have a particular role in society, you may have a particular title in the world, you may be doing certain things, it doesn't mean that you have to choose certain things just because people say so. You know what I mean? It's like, let's say, for instance, just because, I'm going to use an example. Let's say just because you are someone who may be really, I don't know, like famous, or you may be rich, or you may be wealthy, or you may have a business, or you may hang with upper echelon people, or you may, just because I'm just using that as an example, but everybody's not going to relate to that. But just think about the concept that I'm trying to make here. Let's just say, just because all of these things show in abundance in your life, people expect you to only go after those types of things, or to only hang with those types of people, or to only date that type of person, or whatever it is. But I think you're like, it's not about people, it's about what's real. And I want what's real. I want what's really showing to be the most realest thing out there. And I think that you look past everything else. I think that you're not worried about what other people are saying and what other people have expectations about you to do. It's like everybody has expectation holders in their life, right? Everybody has to deal with that. It's like there could be certain expectations about you just because you're white, or certain expectations just because you're black, or certain expectations just because you drive a certain car, or certain expectations just because you wear certain clothing brands, just because of who you hang with, or just because of how you present yourself. Everybody has an expectation of what something should be, and they place it on everyone, and that is called judgment. Everybody walks around here doing that and should never do that to anyone. So, but people do it. People have that tendency to do that. And I feel like people were trying to say that they just know what you're going to like, or know what you're going to choose, or know where you're going to go, or know who you're going to be with, or who you're going to, like cling to, or whatever. It's like people were just trying to dictate too many things, and people thought they really knew you, and people thought that they just knew what you were going to do next, type of thing. And it's like, just when people think that, I'm going to mess their heads up all the time, because I'm not just going to choose a person just because of X, Y, and Z. I'm not going to stand up for something I believe in just because of what they think I should believe in. It's like, no, I'm like really me, for real. And I'm really going to show people that this is really who I am. And if I choose to like a person because I do, for real, then that's just how I feel. I don't feel comfortable following a crowd. I don't feel comfortable following the status quo. I don't feel comfortable trying to keep up with the Joneses. I feel comfortable being myself and not having to live up to anybody's expectation. How I flow through life is how it goes for me. I just like what I like, and I do what I do, and I don't want to dislike a person just because all of these people don't like this person, or I don't want to not love a person just because people think I shouldn't, or I don't want to pass up an amazing, beautiful opportunity to have the love of my life because this person doesn't have a lifestyle like I do. But sometimes you guys have to understand that the expectations people put on you, they also could be there. That's called judgment. Like I said, they're like judging you and thinking that you should be doing certain things because of certain things. But the other thing involved, whether it's a person, place, thing, or idea involved that they're comparing you to, they're also judging that thing. So it's like, it's really bad, because it's like, if you really sit down and think about it, is anyone who's doing this to you really for you? No, they're not. Because if they're judging what you are doing or deciding or what you're wearing or whatever it is, then that means the thing, they're also judging that too. You see what I'm saying? Like, they're also placing some type of judgment on that thing, that person, that place, or that idea as well. And they're trying to compare you to that. And you're like, no, just because I'm brown doesn't mean that I'm going to be down. Or just because I am, I grew up in Beverly Hills, it doesn't mean that I'm going to just only embrace these people. Like, it's something where people think because of who you are or what you do or how you look is how you're supposed to always choose your life choice, how you're supposed to always make your life choices. And you're like, listen, this is not about me. It's about you guys understanding that you're placing false judgments on a person that should be allowed to do as they please. Like, no one should feel restricted to have a full human experience. And I think that that's what you're trying to let everyone know, that you have your own mind, and you're doing what you feel right about. You're doing what you have placed integrity behind. You are doing something that you don't have to question yourself about your decisions to do this particular thing, because it's like, no, I have a lot of integrity behind this. I feel good about this, and that's the things that I'm going to do. So it's something like that going on in December, Gemini. This is different for you guys, but it's here. I feel like you're putting an end to like all of the things that used to have priority in your mind as well. Like, if there was always this one person or this one thing that you always put first in your mind, and it could be anything. Like, you keep thinking about something you've got to get done, and it's been like on your mind, at the top of your mind every day. And you keep telling yourself you just can't wait till you're able to do it, or whatever it is that's been like that number one priority. I think you're putting an end to all of that. I think you're no longer going to be allowing something to take up that much space in your mind. I think you're just like, you know what? I've put a little bit too much into this. I'm going to change this up now and go into something else, because this one thing is just like, this is a lot. So you could be leaving friends. You could be leaving your friends in the dust as a result of this. This could be affecting your friends. This could be about your friends for some of you. You're just over it. A lot of you are over social media as well. You may not have a liking to social media. You may not be on social media at all in the month of December. You may back away from this, because there's certain things that you are about to start seeing online. And when you start seeing certain people say certain things, it's just like how people are moving. I've already noticed it, so I'm just waiting on more people to notice what's going on. It's people are moving very clone-like. Everyone is pretty much the same. It's like everyone has one mind right now. And honestly, that means there's a good thing to this too. Honestly, that means that God really is unifying itself. That means that this whole thing is actually becoming one. Even though the world looks really, really messed up right now, and it's pretty messed up. It's like a ending for a new beginning is happening. So things are coming down, but there's also things coming together. There's like the unification of the mind of God. Like, everyone is slowly coming back to one. Everyone is slowly coming back to one. Everyone is slowly doing this, one with God, one love, under God. Everyone is slowly doing this, right? So being that this is happening here all over the planet, and people are actually wanting to get closer, wanting to turn spiritual, seeking out healing, seeking out help, getting more connected to the word, the good gospel, seeking out spiritual individuals, such as myself and other people like me, and people that are, spiritual in different ways. It's just a movement like that's happening in the background that people are not consciously aware that their subconscious mind is leading them to altogether. Even if certain people come into your life to bring destruction, chaos, and come in to bring evil with them, ultimately, if they're coming toward you and you are a part of the divine, or if they're coming towards spiritual people like myself, and we're a part of the divine, ultimately you're still unifying with God, even if you're bringing evil, because all that's going to do is put an attention on the divine, and is going to make those souls who are already strong enough to deal with the spirit of the divine, that's just going to make them a lot stronger in their spirit, and is going to pull them in. And those strong ones are going to be built up to be those leaders in the spiritual realm, in places where people need to hear these types of messages, and is going to pull more people in to the right thing. And then it keeps spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading and spreading, and eventually you're going to have a huge number of followers of Christ again. So that is what is happening in the background, and that is the focus right now of the divine. As much as it may feel like people have a lot to say, as much as it may feel like people and their demons just always try to outsmart you, they always try to come and have something to say, something negative to bring up, even if that is happening, you have to understand what is also happening that God is doing. There's something else going on. If people come towards you as a huge, brigade of demons suited up and ready to roll, what do you think God has? Because we have this huge movement, and that is going to outrun everybody. So stay on the right side of things, or get on the right side of things. Always know what is happening here. All of this is everything is coming together. Everything is coming together with God. As bad as it may look, it's all coming together in the background. You have to see it for what it is. It's true. Because the more this evil stuff happens, a lot of people who are seeing what's going on, they're falling into the truth. They're just stumbling upon the truth. People are literally realizing what has been built around them, and they're starting to see the horrible wickedness involved. And everybody's like, wait. And then before you know it, next day you've got 2 people changing their lives. The next day after that, you've got 10 people changing their lives. After that, you've got 50 people changing their lives. After that, you've got 100 people changing that. You know what I mean? So it's just, there's going to be so many people changing. You understand? And it's in a good way, because everybody's starting to see God is involved in all of the chaos. See, people just see the chaos and they forget that God is a part of the chaos. God is the eye of the storm. So, but people don't see it. People don't see that. All they see is the rain. All they see is the destruction. That's all they see. But they don't realize that the eye is what is controlling this entire movement. So God's eye is always watching. And that's the thing that, I feel like a lot of people have slept on or have looked past, but that you have to understand what is happening here. So if there has been something in the background forcing you to detach yourself from social media for a little while, take a little detox from that, or maybe not even social media all the time. It could even be just like distancing yourself from certain social groups, certain friendship circles. You may be deciding to do that because you could be tired of being a part of something that doesn't stand for what you stand for. It's like you could be all about a certain right, a certain thing, and these people that you were affiliated with, they don't feel the same way that you feel, or they're going about situations the totally opposite way that you feel is right. So you can't stand for something unless you really believe in it, and you just don't believe that what they're all deciding to do is right. So people are now wanting some type of healing, Gemini. Listen, a lot of people are now starting to seek God's forgiveness. A lot of people really do want healing. A lot of people are like really wanting to be on the good side. A lot of people do, because it's like you were one of the first people to make logical sense about what happened in a situation. What actually happened? Let me use another example. Let's just say you're in a work environment. One of those like business buildings, skyscrapers, like some you see on a movie, and you're in this like boardroom, and there's some people around, and let's just say you're sitting there and you guys are having a meeting, and then it turns into this hot dispute between you and others, and everyone's on board with doing something, and you know that something involved in this situation isn't right, that if this happens, then it could lead to some type of destruction. It could lead to some type of like evil. It could lead to something really, really bad. And it could be a plan that like people have made to let's say to like exploit someone, or like expose someone, or something like that, right? And everyone's on board about doing it, but in your heart you know that this is not right. Like that whoever they have decided to target, that wasn't the right person, or that wasn't the right thing to do. That wasn't it. And you have never felt like that. You were against all of it. You never felt like it was right. You never felt like they should have done it. So just imagine you're the first person out of this group of people who actually made logical sense about what everyone had actually signed up to do, and how horrible it will turn out. And guess what? You have proved and have showed to a lot of people how horrible it has turned out when they didn't see what you were trying to say. You were trying to tell them way a long time ago that this is really a shame, that this is really pathetic, that this isn't right, that you don't feel right about doing this to someone, or whatever it is, or doing something. You didn't feel right. So now it's like some of these people deep down inside, they want to repent about what they have done. Some of these people could be your friends, they could be your colleagues, they could be your family, they could be people you are close to. And you could, in the back of your mind, when you're around them or when you talk to them, you know that deep down inside, they're all feeling dirty, grimy, gritty, shameful, horrible, wasteful. They all feel like really wicked, evil. They really feel like that, and you know that. Deep down inside of you, when you are around them or when you look at them, you know that that's how these people feel about what they decided to do. But it's like, yes, you were with them. Yes, that's like the people you know or people you work with or affiliate yourself with. But you always felt like if these people moved forward with this, which they did, right? They went with their move. But you always knew that it would backfire on them in ways unimaginable. And it has. Because these people did not see the good in the situation. They were just really being evil. But it's hard for you to get through a whole group of people. It's hard for you to get through to a whole group of people when they're all in agreement with each other and you're the only one who made sense in the situation, who broke down right from wrong. Now, if you know that you have stood up for something, you have made a change, or you have helped something move forward, or you have invested in something, right, or you've, whatever it is that you've done, it seems like you have done the right thing. You made the right decision. And now everyone who didn't believe you, or maybe didn't want to listen to you, whatever it was, now there's like these people really want to repent. Or maybe they've already started, because they see that they literally were being really, 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 really bad. They see it. They see it in themselves. See, you could have been with them, but you stopped. You stopped yourself before you went too far in this situation. You slowed down and you really backed up and you thought about what was going on. You really thought about how, just think about the overall concept of what happened. Why is it that all of these people decided to do this? You really thought about that. And that has led you to realize that these people had no reason to do it. They were really wrong. So at the end of the day, I'm going to let you go now, Gemini, but December is going to be about you making the big change. You're looking at the man in the mirror. You're looking at yourself, and you are seeing how your smart, intelligent, intellectual self, because you're a Gemini, so you are smart, you are intellectual, you are really great at when it comes to coming up with new, fresh, creative ideas. So with all of that, right, you're looking at yourself, and it almost feels like you're telling yourself, I am so glad that I bought in the biggest change that made the most sense in a time or an era when everything around me was corruption. It really feels like you have truly broken through some type of huge devilment. And it's like you knew this. You knew this, and you did something so important. Gemini, you're helping a lot of people to see. This is what you're doing. You're helping people to realize what they have done. That's really the biggest message. You're just showing them who they really are and what they have really done. When all the party stops and all the games stop and all the chatter stop and all this stuff comes down and when all of the fun comes to a halt, you have shown people what they have actually done, forcing people to really think about what actually happened. Gemini, you have truly done a good thing, not just for yourself, but you are also able to influence a lot of people to also see and realize how good it is to choose God. Thank you, and God bless.